Indeed, Ray. Good evening. It's been a good day again for Ireland. Is leading the Paris-Nice after winning today's opening stage of the race. The 2020 Tour de France green jersey winner doing his bit again today to enhance his status as one of the world's top sprinters.
So there it is. And it's going to be Bora Hansgrohe trying to lead these out, but here comes Arnaud. First champion, Arnaud Démare is there. Ackermann now hits the front. Away, Bennett coming around on the right hand side. There goes Sam Bennett. Look at the strength, and Sam Bennett does it. That is a wonderful win.
Really happy. I was a bit worried when I come back here and there's racing the whole day, rather than that maybe the legs wouldn't be there in the sprints. But yeah, it felt pretty. I'm really happy that the shape is good now.
Manchester City's Premier League winning streak is about to come to an end in the derby against rivals United. United were on the score sheet in the first minute. Bruno Fernandes on after a foul on Anthony Martial, and early in the second half, Luke back to front. Into the final seconds is Manchester United, who lead 2-0. Well, Liverpool have lost their 6th home game in a row in the Premier League and failed to score once more as Fulham pulled off an upset at Anfield. Mario Lemina's goal on the stroke of half-time giving a huge boost to their survival hopes.
Deja vu. Another game, another defeat, another week without a goal. Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp made 7 changes, searching for something to get his team back on track. Another lifeless performance up front and at the back. Fulham all-important goal just before half-time.
Andy Robertson, Lemina keeps it alive. Lemina strikes against the heart of a Liverpool team that had confidence.
Liverpool improved after the break. Jota with the best of their
Jota
and Mane came close too, but try as they might. Fulham holding out for a huge win that boosts their hopes of surviving. Liverpool left to ponder how they've fallen so far, so fast.
To me, they're not playing as a team. They're not a team. The signs have been there for the last few months and you're thinking, are they really that bad? It's obviously crisis time for Liverpool now. They are not playing as a team, and that should be the manager's biggest worry.
Pressure is mounting too on Newcastle boss Steve Bruce. His injury-hit side dug out a point in a scoreless draw with West Brom. Paul O'Flynn, RTE News.
Well, Rangers celebrated their first Scottish Premiership title win since 2011, much to the delight of their fans, who flouted COVID-19 restrictions to gather outside Ibrox once again today as bitter rivals Celtic failed to get the win needed to delay Rangers' celebrations. Celtic were frustrated by Dundee in a 0-0 draw to hand their Glasgow rivals the title for the first time in 10 years. The European Athletic Indoor Championships will finish up later today. Earlier, Ireland's Sean Tobin just finished outside the top 10 in the 3,000 metres final.
In his first major final, Sean Tobin was not expected to contend for a medal. He became somewhat detached from the main group as the race progressed. Tobin came home in 11th place. Norwegian Jakob Ingebrigtsen completed the 3,000 metres, 1,500 metres double.
We're all good enough to get it to a final now, but that's not good enough for us, so it's a step in the right direction.
Sarah Lavin will also take encouragement from these championships. She finished 4th in today's 60 metres hurdles semi-final. Her time was just 1/100th of a second outside her personal best set yesterday. Ciara Neville was 7th in her semi-final heat of the 60 metres after finishing 4th in the first round. On both occasions, she clocked 7.37 seconds. Due to a positive COVID test, the Polish team were forced to withdraw from today's men's 4x400 metres relay final. Dave Kelly, RTE News.
Leona Maguire is 4 under through 7 on the final day of the Drive On Championship on the LPGA Tour. Maguire slipped from a top 10 position early yesterday but has rallied in the last few holes. She's now tied for 10th again at 9 shots adrift of the leader in Florida. Well, Rory McIlroy is teeing off around now on the final day of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He's right in contention, 4 shots off the overnight leader, but it's packed at the top of that leaderboard with Lee Westwood, Jordan Spieth and a big hitter Bryson DeChambeau all towards the top of that leaderboard. They will tee off in a couple of hours. Ireland's competitor at the World Cross Country Skiing Championships had an eventful day. Thomas Maloney Westgard crossed the line in 26th place at the end of today's stamina-sapping 50k event. Despite an injury, the Irish Winter Olympian came home just 4 minutes behind the podium places. That's your sport, so it's back to Ray.
Ivan, thank you. Finally this evening, France has honoured the Irish writer Edna O'Brien with its highest cultural award. The author of Country Girls and many other novels was named as a Commander of the Order of Arts and Letters. The award described her as a committed feminist who offered a voice to women around the world and someone recognised by many as one of the greatest writers of the 20th century. An online ceremony was held this evening. The main news again tonight. Davy stockbrokers face mounting calls for changes at the firm despite the departure of 3 executives linked to a bond deal which resulted in a €4.1 million fine. Public Expenditure Minister Michael McGrath said the government views the matter extremely seriously. Sinn Féin said Davy should be suspended from selling Irish government bonds. And remember, you can keep up to date with developments on the RTE News app. But that is Sunday's 6-1. We'll see you a little later on for the 9 o'clock news. Until then, take care. Goodbye.
Lads. Oh, thank you. I will.
Enjoy the great taste and nutritional benefits of Avonmore lactose-free milk.
Hi there and good evening. Well, high pressure dominated our weather for the last week, keeping conditions dry and settled. But we are going to see that transitioning now in the start of next week. So by the midweek, we'll have a spell of wet and windy weather, particularly on Wednesday. And by the end of the week, we'll be into a cooler, blustery, showery regime. So if we look at our current scenario on the satellite, we can see the centre of that high pressure just south of Ireland at the moment. That's keeping nice conditions in eastern parts of the country, but it is starting to decline, so we're starting to see cloud moving into western and northwestern areas. And with that is some light patchy rain and drizzle, which will continue this evening and overnight tonight. Now by tomorrow we'll see this next occlusion making its way towards western shores. So tomorrow will stay mainly dry in the eastern half of the country, but there will be outbreaks of rain in the west, and that will gradually move over. By Tuesday then we'll start to see low pressure systems moving in off the Atlantic. So this area of low pressure is going to bring a spell of wet and windy weather later on Tuesday across the country. And then on Wednesday we have this another area of low pressure. We can see quite a tight squeeze here on the isobars, so there is a potential for quite a windy day on Wednesday. A little bit of uncertainty about how these low pressures are going to affect us, so do stay in contact with the forecast through the week. Then by Thursday we'll be moving westerly regime with some blustery scattered showers. Back to the current situation on our sunshine in the east and southeast through the afternoon today, but elsewhere it was cloudy with outbreaks of rain across Ulster. Those outbreaks overnight tonight, they will be quite light though. There will be clear spells, particularly in parts of the southeast overnight tonight, and that's going to allow temperatures to drop back to sub-zero in those areas. There could be a touch of grass frost in the east and southeast, and we'll have light winds as well. So tomorrow is going to start off with a mix of clouds. There will be some good spells of sunshine, but through the afternoon we will see this the west, but parts of the east staying dry for most of the day tomorrow, and top temperatures of 7 to 10 degrees. That's all from me for now. I'll talk to you again later on.
Yes! Enjoy the great taste and nutritional benefits of Avonmore lactose-free milk.
Rediscovering the lost meanings and traditions of Irish place names.
And Christianity. This stuff is as old as the hills. It's thousands of years old.
Creedon's Atlas of Ireland. player.
For a limited time only, the Grand Big Mac is back at McDonald's, and there's nothing grander than a Grand Big Mac.
Offside! Was that a goal? Over.
The Godmother. The ingredients must be top quality. The sauce must be rich. And it must be baked on Italian stone. Nice work, Gino. Goodfellas Pizza, made with respect.
I love my skin, and it deserves nothing but the best. So I use a razor that gives me the longest lasting smoothness and a touch of moisture with vitamin E. Now with a handle built to last. New Venus.